Cleveland.
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 We're back.
We're back.
Indians win it again!
We're back.
He struck him out, and after a 9-year wait, Central Division title number 8 belongs to Cleveland.
We're back.
We firmly believe this is our turn. It was our year.
We are the AL champs.
We're the AL champs. We are the AL champs.
Santana makes the catch. The Indians have won the American League pennant.
This year.
This year. This year.
There's only one thing.
Only one thing
Left to do.
Left to do. There's one thing to do.
We still got another game to win. We have to go out there and win one more.
I know we can win the World Series with the talent that we have.
We all have to rally together for their championship run. Cleveland against the world. Let's go!
We're back.
It's the unofficial Cleveland holiday, the home opener. Indians Live is brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers.
Woo! It is packed in here.
It is. People packing themselves into Progressive Field, getting ready for the home opener, which has suddenly turned out to be, for the time being, a pretty nice day here in the Rock and Roll City.
65 degrees, perfect. The rain is gone. The sun is coming out. You know what else is coming out? The AL Championship banner, baby.
And we are live from our brand new set here for Indians Live. Hi again, everybody. Welcome into the show. Along with Jensen Lewis, I'm Al Pulowski. It is a pleasure to have you along today. So much electricity in the atmosphere as the Indians finally come back home after opening the season on the road for 6 games.
It feels like it's been forever since Game
really
7 of the
does.
World Series, but it also feels like not a lot of time has gone by. A short off season, this team getting out of the gate very quickly against the Texas Rangers. Tough series in Arizona, but this is where they really put themselves on the map last season and got to October. And hey, one more win this year. All right, Andre, last thing, something you know is near and dear to my heart, Fox Visioning walk-off celebrations. You were going to get rained on last night if this game didn't end when Francisco Lindor hit the solo homer to win it. His first walk-off homer of his career. So we'll go Fox Vision, we'll show. Yeah, he gets all of it, no question about it. He knew it out of the box. But look at everybody.
Look at the boys.
They're preparing. They're like, all right, we got to go get the water. We got to get the Gatorade. You got the young, look at Berto coming over
Berto's
here.
coming.
And then I think a veteran move. Josh Tomlin
Yeah,
grabbed
this
the
was my
baby
favorite.
powder, and he got out. I mean, this is an absolute
Look at Zim.
sandwich
Look
right
at
here.
Zim. Now, I've
got the
got
whole
somebody to
thing.
help finish this off Fox Vision-wise. My man Lonnie Chisenhall is here, right here with me. Now, Lonnie, look at that.
There's Tomlin.
Look at Tomlin. You busted him. And there's Shaw. Lonnie, they took away your favorite thing, though. Where was the water?
You know, I left the inning before because I had to be here real early this morning. So I got to hear the walk-off home run driving down 90.
You got to hear it, but
Saw me
they
fill up
took
the
all your
trays.
stuff. He filled the tray up, and then
Trays.
And can I let you guys know something inside? You filled the trays up, but they were so excited to grab them, the trays all fell
they
down.
spilled
That's
them.
why they brought out everything, guys.
I can't help it. You know, they need to mature. They need to figure out how to walk off win. We haven't done it since April. You know, I'm glad it was Frankie. I'm glad it was last night. You know, if it takes me, heading home early, that's what it takes.
If that's the case, go home right now.
Not today. No, I'm going to watch the whole thing today. But, having to wake up early and get here, I wanted to be out of the guy's way after getting my work in. So.
All right, I got to do my job here. Everybody's curious, and they see you. When will we see you back out there? Or how soon can we think we'll see you?
I read something today that said weeks, not days, right? So
Fake
that on
news.
Twitter?
Fake news.
No, somebody told me. So
Somebody told you? Because he usually tells me, we'll find out on Twitter.
it'll be weeks, not days.
It'll be weeks, but I got a feeling it'll be not a ton of weeks, right?
No. It's just barely plural, I hope.
Barely plural. There, breaking news right there. Now go fill those things up for another walk-off. Thanks, Lon. Appreciate it. I figured we'd get Lonnie involved because that's the hard thing about this, and I'll let you guys get into the show. you see so many little things like that getting ready to happen in case a walk-off happens. And yes, and in the ninth inning, Lonnie was like, I go, don't get hurt. He goes, I'm going to be ready if this happens. And we were this close to seeing Lonnie do it. But the breakdown you guys had was better. Lonnie's jealous now.
Yeah, he would have been right in the center stage of that party we were here yesterday.
Forget practicing PFP. We're practicing with the young kids how to walk off.
He's Jensen Lewis. I'm Al Pulowski. We're going to have a little bit of fun here on Indians Live. We always do, but this is going to be a little bit more fun. We're going to play what has happened since the Indians last lost.
Very Family Feud-esque. Okay, what do you got?
All right. Well, first of all, since we talked about, or they talked about, the what matters most guys, Chris Myers and them, home runs. They talked about Stanton and they talked about Martinez.
Yes. Okay, I was going to say, give me JD Martinez.
Home runs.
Come on. You mean JD Martinez?
Well, yeah, he's hit 8 since the Indians last lost. Now, that's pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? I've got another one for you, too. The Cleveland Browns, they are perfect in the...
Give me 2 wins. No, give me Chris Sale. Fine. Give me 2 wins.
All right.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Look at this ERA by Sale, though.
Well, but I mean,
5.56.
you know why, though?
The Indians lost. He's 1-2.
Yeah, the Yankees got
He's
him
falling
back.
right out of that Cy Young race, isn't he?
Okay, what else you got?
All right, the Los Angeles Dodgers. They were so hot,
Give me 9 losses.
How about this? 9 losses while the Indians have won 12. Are the Dodgers coming back down to earth?
Feeling pretty good. There was a big trade that happened, too.
There was a big trade that happened. When we began this winning
Kyrie
streak,
Irving.
He was with the Cavs. Yes, indeed. Now he's with the Boston Celtics. Can you believe this?
What else could... I'm out. What else do we have?
Well, haircut-wise.
Oh.
I don't know if you've ever had a haircut.
Did you get one?
This decade.
Did you?
One haircut.
Wow. I mean, you
I
couldn't
might get
tell.
another one tomorrow, too.
Couldn't tell. Did I get a haircut?
Maybe. Let's see it. I say no. You did not get a haircut. There it is. These are all the things that happened.
I can't grow it up here anymore.
It's 12-game
Otherwise, I'd cut it.
That tells you just how long it's been.
It's unbelievable how much has happened.
No question. Jose Ramirez is on a roll.
They pitch hit well. Deep right center field. Hicks going to watch this one sail out of here. The Indians jump on top. And he just did it again. Into the second deck, Jose Ramirez.
Told you we got a rally man here. And Jose Ramirez has joined Kelly Shopping in the 5-for-5 extra base hit club. Wow, what a day.
Deep left field, gone to Souvenir City.
So he's hit 7 home runs on this road trip. The Indians as a team have hit 15. He's hit almost half of them.
Well, he has been a lot of fun to watch. There's no question about that. And Jensen, let's build the argument a little bit further for his case for the most valuable player award, shall we?
I think extra base hits is probably where you start. And 78 of them, that leads the American League. For perspective, you look at Altuve, he's got 61. Mike Trout, 51. Only Altuve is in the top 10 in 9th position. But what he's done from both sides of the plate, not just one, certainly elevates him to the top.
And this is obviously combining the doubles, the triples, and the home runs. But not only does he lead the American League in extra base hits, he also leads them in doubles with 47. This is a guy that's going to have another 50 double campaign.
Almost Albert Bell-esque, and he leads this lengthy category. The way he has absolutely pulverized the ball consistently. Altuve's got 36 doubles, tied for 6. Mike Trout, 21, tied for, let me say it again, 56. 56. Crazy how high that Jose Ramirez is.
It definitely is. And with the Indians on this winning streak, Jose Ramirez has been a big reason why. Take a look at his numbers here. In the last 9 games, he's batting .500 for 9 games.
Yeah, he has. And just for the heck of it, I went back and looked at Altuve and Trout, their last 9 games, .303 and .323 respectively. So it's not bad. It's really good. Yeah, but when you're hitting .500, I mean, it's just another world that Jose Ramirez is in.
Well, Jose Ramirez has been a big reason why this Indians team, as we said, is currently on this 13-game winning streak. But another reason why is the great pitching. We'll talk more about that, too. Right now, though, what do you say we take a look back to the Indians' 13 wins in a row?
Lead me off.
Well, it all started back on August 24th. It was 2 weeks ago. It seems like it was a long time ago because it feels so long since they've lost. Well, the Indians beat Chris Sale this night. They demolished him. They got 6 earned runs off the left-hander, and this got it all started.
All right, so you're going to notice our little timer down there in the left-hand corner. 13 seconds for all 13 victories. Ryan Merritt, career high, 6 2/3 innings. Lindor hits his 23rd homer. Smith, Olsen, and Allen slammed the door for the Indians' first shutout of Kansas City.
So it was 2 in a row. The Indians then would make it 2 in a row over Kansas City, 3 in a row overall. Jason Hamill had a perfect game until the 6th inning. Then the Indians went yard. 3 home runs, and Clevenger had 6 shutout innings. Win streak at 3.
And now to sweep and shut out the weekend. 3 homers. They got going early against the Royals. Lindor is 24th. Carlos Santana his 20th, and then Yan Gomes for good measure. Carlos Carrasco 7 shutty. The Indians sweep the Royals.
So it was 4 in a row at home. Now let's go to the road. August 28th against the Yankees. It was Kluber versus Severino. Guess who won? Corey Kluber. And yeah, Jose Ramirez had 2 home runs. The win streak at 5.
Rain couldn't derail it. Let's play 2. Indians in game 1. Trevor Bauer and the bullpen hold a really good, strong first inning. 2 runs is all they would need. Oh yeah, J-Ram 4 for 4. And then in the nightcap, the Indians kept the offense pouring it on. Edwin went yard. Gomes went yard. Lindor went yard. And the Indians swept the Yankees. They swept the doubleheader. 9-4 was the final here. Win streak at 7. Let's go play another double dip, shall we? How about Jay Bruce's first triple of the year? He gets in scoring position. And oh yeah, the guy at the top of the order, Francisco Lindor, game-winning RBI. The Indians would roll into game 2. And game 2, a nightcap. Mike Clevenger looking great. He and 3 relievers combined for the shutout. The offense kept right on rolling as they won it 10-0. The Indians won back-to-back doubleheaders in different cities for the first time since '44. Their 4th shutout, and then well, it's time to put the Klubot back on the mound. You give them 4 or more, Al, it's usually over, right? Well, they did it. Back-to-back triples in the first. Abel Bonte puts the icing on the cake, and the Klubot rolls on. And then the Indians would go for the sweep of the Tigers in their 11th straight win, and it was all about Jose Ramirez. 5 for 5, 2 homers, 3 doubles, 14 total bases. This guy is utterly ridiculous, and so are the Indians. They win 11-1. Win streak at 11. Shift change to the Windy City, and well, more of the same. Lindor with a early shot, and then Jose Ramirez a big insurance homer in the 8th. Indians hold on with the back end of the bullpen, 5-3. And then last night, Danny Salazar comes off the disabled list. He gave up 4 runs. The Indians bullpen came in the first inning. They won 8 1/3. They shut out the White Sox the rest of the way. The Indians offense, oh yeah, another ho-hum, 9 runs. 13 wins in a row for the Tribe. And let's take a look at some of the numbers on this incredible winning streak, and you see that everybody has contributed. The offense, the pitchers, the offensive numbers, utterly ridiculous. 93-25 is your aggregate score.
Indians and Reds here in Cleveland tonight. Our picture-perfect weather forecast is brought to you by Dot Camera, where the focus is on you. 62 degrees. It was raining earlier. It's supposed to rain later, but right now it is not raining, and that is good news.
That's all you got for me? No rain turtle, nothing like that?
No, I'm looking at the Reds and the Indians. I never could figure out how a Reds fan and an Indians fan could come to a game together.
Well, we are now.
Here we are.
Yeah, there you go.
Jim Day joins us from Reds Live. Jim, thanks for stopping by our set here.
No problem, although you teased us as a fight between me and him. This
Correct.
is a big dude. I have no shot.
That's why we're going to go
This is a
battle of
friendly
wits.
debate
This is a verbal fight.
There you go.
Okay, good.
Verbal spar.
All right, there we go.
All right, now, for
I thought it
those
was a
of you
real
that-
fight. I was scared for it.
Right. No, we would never do that.
All
Jim.
right,
I would help
okay.
you out. Maybe
All right.
you and I together could, maybe not.
No chance.
I don't think so.
We wanted
I mean,
to introduce you
we're
to
good
Jim Day, too. So we have a little video, Jim. You did kind of
little snack.
a tourism sort of thing for Ohio?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I sell tourism.
Okay, well,
Yes.
let's take a look at something that Jim does here. He sells tourism in
Yeah.
Ohio. And here's a look at this video. Look at you. You're all over the place.
I am. This is called Jim's Day Off for the Cincinnati USA Regional Tourism Network, and I basically go around and sell areas in town. And literally they just say, hey, be yourself, and which turns out to be very, very cheesy and goofy. And yeah, I'm
like
selling tourism.
There you go. Now you're ready to sell the city of Cincinnati.
Let's go for it.
All right, Jensen, you ready to sell the city of Cleveland?
I'm ready. Let's
Mr.
go.
Cleveland
Although
over
he
there.
could
All
sell both.
I mean,
He could. That's true. Went to
now,
high
we didn't
school
want
in
to say that
Cincinnati.
early on because my
Oh.
high school days down there, but
Right, this is a little
That
unfair
might be
because
the
he's got
only-
both sides of the fence here.
That is true. You are
right.
kind of getting double teamed.
All right,
I have
okay. It's your
confidence
show.
in
I
you.
understand.
All right, let's start with the first topic, all right? For Jensen, you have the 2016 Cavaliers.
Yep.
For Jim, you have the 1990 world champion Cincinnati
Oh,
Reds. Which
man.
team was better? We'll let the visitor begin this debate.
Well, what have you done for me lately? So this is an unfair battle right now. I mean, LeBron James, is there anything bigger than LeBron James right now? However, I will tell you, in 1990, the Reds wire to wire.
That's
One
right.
of the few teams that go wire to wire. They're in first place from day one, took it clear through the season, and won with the Nasty Boys, very famous relievers. Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer on that team. Eric Davis was one of those players. Jose Rijo, World Series champion. So when you're talking about, well, let's go baseball, what have you done for me lately? So the Reds have won the last World Championship.
See, now
He's pretty good.
Now
Or
you're going to
the
go below the belt
Pretty
here.
good.
But when you're going overall, though, I got to give it up to LeBron, you know.
Okay, so he's making it easy for you, Jensen,
Well,
but he brought up a good point.
I mean,
with the Reds.
historically, no team has ever come back in the NBA from being down 3-1.
Right.
And when you have basically the shot and the block that'll be remembered here forever, if they do it again, LeBron wills this team to another NBA championship, back-to-back titles, it's tough to beat. But I'm with you. I thought we were going to be there last year. I thought we were going to have 2 parades in 1 year. Maybe it happens this season.
All right. Snap the long,
right.
Putting Cleveland back in
52 years.
in the championship.
Major pro sports championship.
Yeah.
So we'll take it.
Because
we'll do a little tourism through the queue with you and the Cavaliers. Like Jim did. I like that.
nice.
All right, next topic, Cincinnati versus Cleveland. It is ice cream.
Oh,
We
baby.
have Mitchell's versus Graders.
All right, I'll take this one first. And I told Jim that we're going to have Tasters Duo, Tasters Trio. So everybody who's up here, you understand what I'm talking about. Handcrafted. If you go down to West 25th, it's absolutely fantastic to see all this thing happening, all of it being made right there on the premises. I got to tell you, listen, I've had Graders when I was younger. It was my favorite mint chocolate chip ice cream. I got to give it to Mitchell's. Their whipped cream. I'm a big fan of rainbow sprinkles. I think it's got a slight edge.
Well, when I hear about Cleveland, I'm not sure Mitchell's comes up, but when Cincinnati comes up, they always say Graders.
That's right.
how big Graders is, and the mint chocolate chip off the charts.
Very good.
By the way, and if you take a look at me, I am an ice cream expert. So
You've had your fill.
I have to give it up to the black cherry chip because I am a kiss up to the boss, and boss here, Tom Farmer, that's his favorite. So
He's done this before.
Yeah, he's good at this. I would say
that
this is-
ice cream is off the charts.
All right, so we're about 1-1 here with these
Okay,
first 2
all right,
topics. This is
all
going to
right.
decide it then.
All
All right. Number 3, Cincinnati versus Cleveland. Let's go barbecue. The new trendy one in town in Cleveland is Mabel's Barbecue. Hard to get a table there. You've got to wait for a while. Or the classic Montgomery Inn in Cincinnati. This is a tough one.
Falls off the bone, the ribs at Montgomery Inn, the
yeah.
chicken as well there. It's world famous. They've won so many awards over the years. It's a staple. It's been there forever. You go back to the days of the Big Red Machine, and
That's
even
right.
those players talk about how good Montgomery Inn is. So I don't know. It's going to be tough to beat Montgomery.
It's pretty solid. Chef Mike Simon, though, when you got Burtman's Ballpark mustard infused into your barbecue sauce, a little flavor of
He
Cleveland.
did research.
That's nice.
Bringing
on
it
this.
back over.
Well, he
and, you know,
ate his
when you
research,
look at the
actually.
ceilings and the exposed brick, and it's kind of reminiscent of, the market,
Gracious.
area down here. I mean, it just gives you that hometown feel. And you talk about kielbasa, you talk about Cleveland crowd. I mean, for my money, I know where I'm going on East 4th tomorrow. I can tell you that.
Not letting you back into Anderson Township, by the way.
That's
down
it.
there in
Jensen
southwestern
is now
My
Ohio.
out.
Kroger
He's a
Plus
permanent
card just got
Clevelander.
revoked right there.
Gone.
Jim, thanks for stopping by.
Hey,
We'll
no
have to do it
problem.
again.
Hey, you know what?
Good to see you, brother.
It's all about Ohio, right?
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
Two
Make
great
Ohio
cities.
elite, baby.
The battle for the Ohio Cup, that is coming up later today on Sports Time Ohio. Series even at a game apiece. Up next, it is Whip Wednesday. Plus, we still have our Impact Indians to talk more about as we move along today on Indians Live. Tribe and Rangers get it all started tonight, and Corey Kluber, last 3 years, he's gone over 200 innings, he's gone over 200 strikeouts. This guy has been Mr. Consistency.
And it's because of the consistency of his pitches and what we're going to show you now, the arsenal, and really a detailed look at how hitters have to try and react and what Texas is going to be facing tonight. Begin with that great two-seam fastball that he really has a lot of command of. He's somebody that is going to lead with that, and he's also going to use it to get ahead of guys as well.
All right, let's take a look at Corey Kluber describing his very own pitch grips.
Two-seam fastball. It's what I throw predominantly when I throw a fastball. Usually has a little bit of sink to it. Maybe try to get a ground ball or get ahead in the count. Changeup. Throw a circle changeup, basically off my two-seam grip. I don't throw it a whole lot, but more often than not, I'll throw it to a lefty, maybe in a fastball count or something like that. Try to get a weak ground ball with it. Cutter. pretty much the idea of this is to make it look like a fastball as long as you can and get a little bit of movement right at the end. Maybe get a swing and miss, but ideally just miss the barrel with it. Breaking ball. I don't really know if it's curveball or a slider, whatever you want to call it, but you know, this is probably my out pitch, what I'm going to throw more often than not if I need a swing and a miss or a situation.
Well, officially we call it a curveball, but that's just for things like this interesting graph that shows you know, how many pitches Kluber throws and when he throws them. Well, if Kluber doesn't really know what it is as a hitter, how are you supposed to know if it's a curveball or a slider?
I think the results tell you that, and the video will show you of all 4 of these pitches. When you have a guy that can establish his fastball and be able to pitch off of that, you're going to have a lot of success. Here's the two-seam fastball. Starts in the left-hander's batter's box, comes right back over the outside corner. Impossible to make a decision to swing at that, and you can see the reaction. How about against one of the game's best? Here's that cutter, about 89, 91 miles an hour. Weak ground ball to shortstop, an easy out for the Klubot. Then something you don't see a lot. The changeup here in interleague play works really well. Guys that don't see him a heck of a lot, another pitch they take back to the dugout and say, wow, I didn't see this in the scouting report. And then the dark one right here, that breaking ball that is absolutely off the table. Watch the reaction here. Oh yeah, we're going to have a little bat throw.
Is that a curveball or is it a slider?
Who cares? That bat toss went a lot farther than the ball would have gone. But when you look at Corey Kluber in the arsenal, we know that the breaking ball is going to be the out pitch. What sets him apart for young kids at home when you're watching the Kershaws, the Klubers, it's getting everything to come off the top of your fastball. When there's no hump in the breaking ball or the cutter, all you're seeing is that spin like a fastball. And if you got fastball arm speed like Corey Kluber does, and he repeats his delivery almost every single time, nearly impossible to hit.
He's a perennial Cy Young Award contender now. He's been for the last 3 years. He won it back in 2014. My question is, though, Jensen, to you, if you look at the start of the year, he's a good pitcher.
Yep.
But he's a great pitcher in the second half of the season. So this is his 3rd straight opener that he's going to start. He's 0-2 in the previous 2. What does it take for Corey maybe to get going here in April and May like he's going in August and September?
Maybe it was Tito saying, well, I don't know if he's going to start opening day. If he's healthy, he can go. As any competitor will tell you, they want to take the ball when their name should be called. And I think with Kluber, one thing to watch today, every pitcher their first couple of times out as far as starters go, you want to be able to establish that fastball. Look for the cutter to be used, I think, a little bit more so because this is a ballpark that plays very small. If the ball gets in the air, it's got a tendency to travel a little bit farther. We know we're going to see a lot of that breaking ball, especially into the left-handers, away from the righties. He's going to be able to mix in all 3 of those with a healthy diet.
Cool indeed, and those kids do a really tremendous job down there. I'm still amazed at all the gum that Tito chews. I would not want to be his dentist.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because here on Indians Live, we have to get you ready every single day. And my good man, Andy Jardy, great
what do you
friend
have
of the
for
show.
me?
Thanks, Andy. Now, so we got some Big League Chew. Now, it's not the double bubble that Tito usually has. But every day, and you guys don't see this because we do our own behind the scenes here, there's a lot of things that happen to have to get Al ready. We have to unwrap his ties.
Really?
Okay.
So that's a nice one. I haven't seen that before.
One there.
I'm gonna keep that one.
And we get a little red. It's Indians theme.
Okay. Very good.
So we have to get those ready for Al.
Okay. I'll keep both of these. Thank you.
We didn't have any of your mousse because you've used it all on your hair.
I don't use mousse.
Today,
you know that. Stop spreading that rumor. You know it's not mousse.
Eaten with Al, it takes forever to eat, but he doesn't like to get anything on his suit. So, we get him his bib, so that he's ready to go. You don't want to get anything on that tie, obviously. So, and then Al always loves peanut butter and chocolate.
I could eat those.
Reese Cups. This is why Al is just really full of energy every single night. When he tells you, hey, we'll see you later this morning,
there's my secret.
Probably because he's had a Reese Cup.
Okay.
So that's how we get Al ready for each show.
Where's my gum? I didn't get any gum?
You don't chew gum. Remember, it's not kind to chew gum and talk at the same time.
Right. Well, I would chew it after the show. And then before the show, too. I do like those ties, though. Thank you very much.
I've had this bib a long time.
You might have spent some money on these, too, as a matter of fact.
How about that?
How about that, indeed? He's talking about mousse. Look at this guy. He doesn't even know what mousse is.
I don't need it.
I never use mousse.
I don't need it.
Ever. Third thing you need to know, Bradley Zimmer. Pretty impressive what he's doing over a 6-game hitting streak. He'll be starting today and hitting 8.
tell you what, Al, you look what he's done against right-handed pitching, a .319 average, all 4 home runs, hitting .289 at Progressive Field this season. He has settled himself right in the bottom of that lineup and is a threat anytime he comes to the plate.
And today and all weekend, folks that are coming to Progressive Field, quite a sight right here in center field behind us, because you've got the young Bradley Zimmer who's developing and becoming a pretty good center fielder in his own right, maybe eventually one of the better ones in Major League Baseball. But we have one of the best on display for the Minnesota Twins in Buxton. Let's welcome in Rick Manning, who in his day was a pretty darn good center fielder roaming Municipal Stadium. And let's talk about these center fielders, Arch. First of all, Byron Buxton from Minnesota, the way he can cover ground with his speed and his instincts, one of the best right now in Major League Baseball.
He's really fun to watch. If you like watching defense and you like watching center fielders, Brian Buxton is one of the best, no doubt about it. He plays shallow. He's got long strides. He knows the ballparks around the league now, but this guy, he put on a show his first trip into Cleveland, but he is unbelievable when you go watch this guy run. He can get after it, and he makes that play look easy. If it stays in the ballpark, I really believe he's going to catch it, and I think he does too. One of the fastest guys in the league. We see it on Fox Vision. He was started in left center field. This was back in Cleveland, his first trip in. He makes the catch up against the wall, and he held on to that ball. There was one time he didn't get there. It was awfully close, but at any time that ball stays in the ballpark, you figure he's going to be there. And Jensen, you were a pitcher. You know, if you're on the mound, you want that guy, because if you make a mistake and it stays in the park, he's going to catch it.
Yeah, no question about it, Arch, and I think the same can be said also for the Indians' very own Bradley Zimmer. You think about his ability, just like Byron Buxton, to go run and get the ball more so, I think, than anybody we've seen maybe since Grady Sizemore. You and I were talking earlier today as we go Fox Vision again, and we'll show you the routes. Almost carbon copy here, where he makes this look very easy, going over 100 feet to run down a big fly ball. And then Tito said something that you and I were talking about in the lunchroom today. He hasn't missed a cutoff man so far since he's been in the big leagues. What has really impressed you the most about Bradley in his short tenure here in Cleveland?
Well, what impresses me is one thing what Tito said I like. He does not miss a cutoff man, and the throws he makes from home plate, a couple of them hit in front of the mound, they skip over the mound. He's been able to throw guys out at home plate. That's a tough throw for a center fielder, because usually it hits the mound and it deflects one way or the other. He keeps it down so low. He has great velocity on the ball, and it's easy for a catcher to catch that ball coming off the ground as opposed to in between hops and things like that. But Bradley Zimmer is only going to get better. He's just getting to know some of the fields here and the ballparks around baseball. He's got to get to know the hitters. But one thing, do you guys ever remember him having to dive for a ball yet?
I haven't.
I don't. You're right. He hasn't had to dive for a ball, so his strides are so long. He's only going to get better. He's going to cover a lot of ground, and he's going to be a good one, no question about it.
Let's welcome in Andre now to join this conversation now. And Andre, what do you think of all this center field talk?
Well, I love the center field talk, and I got to say, when I get to follow around with the governor, you guys know him as Rick Manning, I know him as the governor. It's great to meet some of the people around Major League Baseball, whether it be the old scouts, whether it be old players, and they tell stories. And for the young kids out there that are watching, Rick Manning hasn't just done baseball games his whole life. It just seems that way. But an old scout told us in Baltimore, he goes, you know, there used to be the fastest white man in center field was Rick Manning. But after this weekend, Bradley Zimmer is now the fastest white center fielder we've ever seen. Jim Palmer jumped in and agreed, the Hall of Famer. So I had to tell that story to Bradley Zimmer, and here's his reaction.
I try and not rely on that. I do my best to get my pre-pitch routine going and do everything I can to get a good jump on the ball and be ready on every single pitch. But you can definitely, you can get away with it. You get a bad jump and let your legs work for you. But I try not to do that.
YouTube, Rick Manning. There's not a lot, right. And it's not all in black and white.
All right.
Now, Rick, I want him to look at you and watch how you played center field, but asking you as a guy that did play center field, and you watch Buxton, and you watch Zimmer, and there he was talking about not just relying on his speed. How many of these outfielders do you watch that do rely on speed, and they don't rely on the natural instincts, and they just worry about using their speed to run balls down?
What speed will do is let you make up for bad jumps and mistakes sometimes. But if you hone your skill and you get out there, you have great speed, and you're a center fielder, and you run perfect routes, it's a lot of fun to play that position. You're going to wow a lot of people, because if the ball stays in the ballpark, this used to be my philosophy. If it stays in the park, I'm going to catch it. And I used to play a very shallow center field. Guys now, the parks are a little bit smaller. They have a tendency to play a little bit deeper. And sometimes when you see the guys take their first step back, when they're playing deep enough, that's not a good thing because you'll see a lot of balls fall in front of them. But once they get the hang of knowing the league, knowing the hitters, knowing the pitchers, and the ballparks, I think Zimmer's going to be outstanding. And we're going to have an opportunity to watch Buxton play, in Minnesota. You had Kane in Kansas City. You get some good center fielders to watch. It's a lot of fun to watch those guys go get them.